OA Southeast.
And Faith Time is our weekly conversation on matters of faith. And joining us this morning is Pastor Chris Williams with Yorktown Baptist Church in Mobile. Thank you for joining us this morning, sir.
Thank you for having us.
We wanted to talk about something that the President announced it yesterday. Today would be a National Day of Prayer. The Southern Baptist Convention said earlier in the week that today would be a National Day of Prayer for the coronavirus. Talk to us a little bit about what you want to pray for today.
Well, you want to pray for mankind. You want to pray and ask God's guidance and direction, and especially His blessings on each and every one of us.
Mm-hmm. Part of this prayer is also asking to pray for the president and leaders in this crisis. Now, you're not necessarily endorsing the president per se, but you're praying for them. Talk to me about a prayer for public officials.
Well, you basically pray the same way that you would with other people, but you just ask God for their guidance, bless them in their guidance and their direction for the country, for the city, for the county, and just pray about the leadership.
Another part of this prayer is just reminding people that this is a time that people need to turn to God, and the things of this world can often be fragile and not reliable. Why is this an important time to turn to the Creator?
Well, sometimes it takes destruction, sometimes it takes devastation, and a lot of times it takes desperation for people to realize how important it is to ask God for guidance. God is always there. He's always listening. We just have to realize that we need to talk to Him.
When we talk to God and ask for protection, how do we do that? What do we really ask for?
Well, the model prayer is a good idea, a good place to start. Matthew chapter 6, it's a good place to start. It teaches us how to pray. But you always ask God to let His will be done. For we don't know His will, but we know His will is always perfect.
What do you think the importance of prayer is at a time like this?
Oh, it's very important. People of faith believe that God will answer each prayer. Now, He don't always tell us yes. Sometimes He says no. Sometimes He says wait. But God will answer our prayer, and we just believe that when we talk to God, He's going to answer.
When you go into church today, what do you think you're going to pray for specifically in this instance?
Well, this is basically the same thing I always pray for: the people, the country, and the state, as well as the people that are leading and the people that are being supported. It's just the entire state, entire world.
When we talk about events like today, to focus on this issue in a day of prayer, it brings up the idea, the concept of the power of prayer. What do you say the power of prayer is?
Oh, the power of prayer is phenomenal. It is great. You never know how good prayer can be until you try it. Once you pray to God and you ask for something really big and God blesses you with that prayer, He answers that prayer, then you realize how great God is, and what we need to do as a country and as a people is to talk to God more and let God direct us.
One of the things that might discourage people sometimes is that when their prayers aren't answered, how do you respond to people that are in those situations?
Well, sometimes God does tell us no.
Yeah.
And when He tells us no, well, we have to regroup and realize that that's the best thing for us. God wants the best for us. And when He says no, that means He's looking out for us.
We've always got to look for that message or something else. It's sort of like if our prayers aren't answered, can we think of that as a way that God is trying to push us in a different direction?
A lot of times that's what God is doing. He's pointing us in a different direction. When He says no, He wants us to look at the thing again, see what direction He wants us to go. And sometimes God wants us to just pause and stand still and see His salvation, see what He has for us.
That pause and standing still is something that a lot of churches are going to be doing today. Pastor Chris Williams with Yorktown Baptist Church, thank you for joining us for this edition of Faith Time. And News 5 this morning will continue after the break.